Welcome back. Today, using some tulle, some pom-poms, pins, and elastic, we're making a pom-pom scrunchie. For your fabric, you're going to use a very sheer fabric. I had some tulle fabric that I cut 24 inches and then it was already cut 4 inches wide, and then I folded it hot dog style. You're going to want to leave about an inch opening on either end, and then that's going to be your main part of your scrunchie. So what I'm going to do now is sew a straight seam across my scrunchie. I talked about having an inch open at either end, so I'm going to start an inch in, and I ended up hand sewing it. I had a lot of difficulties using my sewing machine for this, so I think that hand sewing is definitely the way to go so that you can get it easier and done quicker. So now that it's done, I'm going to turn it right side out, so just very carefully going through and getting it so that those raw edges are inside. Then I'm going to put the two ends of my scrunchie together and I'm going to pin that. So you're taking those two raw edges and pinning across essentially your scrunchie tube. And that's going to allow us to sew our scrunchie together. Now I'm just going to do that same hand stitch across where we just pinned. Once complete, you can just kind of push that part you just sewed into your scrunchie and you should now have a tube. Now it's time to add the elastic. So using 1/4 inch elastic, I cut a 6-inch piece and added a safety pin on one end. I put the safety pin end into my scrunchie tube and I started to work the elastic through the scrunchie. You're going to want to have one hand still holding on to that elastic piece, and what I ended up doing was kind of putting a pin through it so that it would stay in its spot, so that as I worked the elastic through, I didn't have to worry about holding on to the other end of the elastic. And this is what's going to make our fabric scrunch up. Once you've worked the elastic through, you're going to pin those two pieces of elastic together. Now we're going to take a straight seam across our two pieces of elastic. With the elastic secured, I'm going to cut off any extra elastic that I have, trim it up, and push it inside my scrunchie tube so that I basically have a scrunchie done at this point. Now time for the fun part. You're going to want to gather all the pom-poms you're going to be putting into your scrunchie, and with your opening, you're going to just start pushing in all those different colors of pom-poms. I used multicolor ones to make it really fun. You can use whatever color you wanted. You can continue doing this until you have your scrunchie as full as you would like. And for the final step, we're going to close up the hole that we put the pom-poms into. So you can gather both edges of your fabric and just kind of take a whip stitch through there so that you can close the hole up. And our fun scrunchie is now complete. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like it and subscribe. Thank you.